Now, from your hyper-local weather source, this is your Norcast weather update.
Brought to you by L&J Electrical Contractors. Their trained residential service technicians always deliver prompt, effective solutions to ensure a job well done. Call John at 609-703-7413 to schedule your appointment today.
Hi everybody, meteorologist Brittany Trumpy here. I hope you are enjoying the beautiful day we have right now. We're taking a look out towards Ocean City and you can see all the sunshine, a couple of people walking those boards. I see a jogger going by right now. Still kind of bundled up. It's chilly out there, but at least it is sunny and it is dry. The same cannot be said for what we're tracking for pretty much the next 2 days, and even the rest of this week looks a little sketchy to say the least. Temperatures right now in the mid 40s. It's dry out there. Those dew points down in the 20s. A little bit of a breeze out of the north-northwest at 17 miles an hour, but that wind is nothing compared to what we're going to be seeing on the way for tomorrow. Okay, so you can notice our red banners. We do have a weather alert on the way for what we're tracking for Tuesday. Like I said, today, the calm before the storm, not too bad, sunny and chilly. We're going to stay dry for the rest of the overnight hours, but tomorrow things start to change. Specifically tomorrow afternoon, we're going to start with a little bit of some light rain and then some buckets of rain move in overnight, and we're also going to be seeing that for the same timing of the strong winds and the flooding. We are looking at a potential for some power outages specifically. The reason for that, the strong wind gusts, but also the extremely saturated soil. Those trees just don't have much to hold on to as that wind starts to kick up. So things could be a little bit messy by Wednesday morning, just as far as broken tree limbs and possibly downed trees and power outages. So here's the setup. The system itself that's going to have a big impact, that is still sitting pretty far off to the west. It's kind of over Kansas right now, bringing a lot of snow towards Omaha and up towards Minneapolis. That's going to start to slowly drift its way further east. The low itself actually stays pretty far from our area, kind of crosses over Chicago and then moves over the Great Lakes. But this is a very large low. A lot of the moisture wrapping around, picking up out of the Gulf. That'll be arriving on our doorstep tomorrow afternoon. Like I said, starts off as a little bit of light rain, but you can see that by about 5, 6 o'clock, we're looking at moderate to heavy rain, and then overnight. Look at that, just buckets falling out of the sky right around midnight to 1 a.m. The good news is there is a very sharp cutoff to this rain. So by Wednesday morning, we're already done and over with as far as the rain is concerned. The wind will still be ripping, but technically speaking, we do kind of dry out pretty quick. So that's one silver lining. But the damage will kind of already be done as far as still seeing a lot of moisture and a lot of rain with nowhere to go. So wouldn't be surprised if we see a couple of flash flood watches, warnings, advisories, things like that. But as of right now, we just have a high wind watch. You can see it's kind of isolated right along the coastline, and then as you head a little bit further inland, there's a number of other advisories and issues for Virginia and Pennsylvania. But right in and around the city for right now, not too bad. This goes all the way through till 6 a.m. Wednesday, but we are still going to see very windy conditions throughout the second half of the morning, and then definitely still a breeze kick in Wednesday afternoon. So let's talk about excessive rainfall. This past weekend, we already saw close to 2 inches of rain for a couple of spots. Other locations were just shy of about an inch. We saw a lot of rain over this weekend. You're going to tack on top of that another 2 to 4 inches in areas in and around the city and further up to the north, stretching south of the city through most of South Jersey and even Central Jersey. You're going to be seeing about 1.5 inches, maybe 3.5 inches. Just a lot of rain on the way once again for Tuesday, almost doubling some of those numbers that we saw on Tuesday. Here's a look at those wind speeds. Again, timing for this going to be really the second half of the day, Tuesday, that the wind starts to pick up. By about 6 o'clock, we are already starting to see those really strong wind gusts, closer to almost 50 miles an hour right on the coastline. To travel a little bit further inland, those numbers do start to fall off, but they are still impressive. Midnight all the way through till early Wednesday morning, we keep the wind just kind of ripping across the area, and then hopefully by about Wednesday morning, Wednesday afternoon, we'll start to settle down. Of course, Wednesday afternoon, we do have to deal with the secondary wind on the back end of that system, ripping across our area. So it's not going to be a instant cleanup or an instant off switch with that wind. It is going to linger into the afternoon. So here's a breakdown kind of area by area of what you're expecting. Again, right along the coastline, that's where you do see those stronger winds. It's just how it is. There's nothing to stop that wind from just cruising along the water and slamming into the coastline. So I would say all the way through till about Vineland and Hamilton almost, you're going to be running into that 55 to 65 mile per hour wind gust range. Just to the east and further up to the north, you drop down to 45 to 55, Westchester 35 to 45, and then kind of out towards central PA and heading out towards State College, you're going to be below 40 mile per hour winds, but still, that's a lot. And then again, these are the gusts, it's not sustained, but either way, it's going to be a big impact between the wind itself being able to cause damage to tree limbs and trees themselves, and just the fact that we are so saturated and rainy and messy. Our two big concerns are going to be flooding and power outages. Thankfully, we do have a couple of days that are looking slightly quiet. I mean, Thursday and Friday, we'll still see a couple of clouds hanging out, but at least we are not seeing much in the way of rain. And then Saturday, another system decides to drift across our area, bringing some moisture back. Okay, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your afternoon. I'll be checking in with you later on this evening.